Call to order the Town of Winterville's Planning and Zoning Board meeting for December 15th, 2025. Welcome to all our board members. We hope that everyone's doing well as we get ready for this holiday season, and pray that you stay warm in this cold, cold time in Eastern North Carolina. We have two excused absences, Mr. Dominic Cunningham, Ms. Brandy Daniels. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that both receive excused absences.
I second.
All right, been moved and properly second. All those in favor, use your voting sign aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, use the like sign. Okay. Approval of the agenda. You've had a chance to review the agenda that was sent to us by staff. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, moved and properly second. All those in favor, use your voting sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, use the same sign. Approval of the minutes for October 20th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Board meeting. You've had a chance to review those minutes that were shared with us prior to the meeting by staff. What is the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
They've been moved in properly second. All those in favor, use your voting sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, use the same sign. New business, staff.
Good evening, Planning and Zoning Board. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. We have two things on the agenda today. It is, make sure I get off here. It's two preliminary plats. The first one is 11 at Main Phase 3. 11 at Main Phase 3 is a single-family attached or townhome development. It's located within the existing 11 at Main subdivision. So this is Highway 11 or Winterville Parkway going north to south here. You have Main Street going east to west here. So as you see, it's in the kind of southern, southeastern corner of that intersection right there. This yellow represents the site that we're going to discuss today, or Phase 3 of the project. Applicant is Britt Development Company of Archdale. Again, this is located within the existing 11 at Main subdivision area. It's on the corner of 11 at Main Drive and Cooper Street. It's a 1.5254 acre site. So it's a small site that's proposing 17 single family attached units, all of them 3 bedrooms, again in the townhome style format. Zoning of this project is multifamily residential. A special use permit was obtained May 19th of this year to approve 17 single-family attached units at this location. So within the multifamily residential zoning district, a special use permit has to be obtained to approve the use. In this case, they've already approved the use of a single-family attached project on this site. Just a kind of quick overview of the project. Again, it's 17 units, 3 bedrooms. They have provided guest parking spaces on this site as well. The applicant has also dedicated recreation space on this site. And all roads, as you'll see on this plat, have already been constructed for this site. Looking at the plat itself, as you can see within 4 buildings, there will be the 17 units. So you have one that'll be on Cooper Street side, one building that's going to be 11 at Main side, and then the remainder 2 buildings will be on the Blunt Street and Grace Alley Lane side. All of the gray, as you see in the middle, is dedicated recreation space, just common land for the residents. Right here you'll see some guest parking spaces that have been dedicated. And this right here is just a representation of a dumpster that will be placed as well. This is showing an aerial of how the site may lay onto the actual site. Again, it's resting just north of the existing 11 at Main townhomes, and the 17 units will be on this block right here. Another thing I want to point out before we move forward. On single family attached, each of the units has its own lot. and therefore, each of the units will have parking, a driveway, for its own units. So each of these units will have off-street parking for their residents. Winterville staff has reviewed this. Our technical review committee has approved 11 at Main Phase 3 preliminary plat. As mentioned before, this use is required to go through the Board of Adjustment as a special use permit prior to coming before you. This has been approved again at the May 19th meeting. If this is approved, then the project will be required to submit construction drawings and eventually a final plat. Is there any questions for staff for this project?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
The space between the two units that are real close to each other off of, near Blunt Street. What is that space between the two buildings?
So are you referring to this area right here?
Go up to the next one up. Right in there. There's a space between the two buildings.
That's just a space between the two lots. It's a 20-foot,
Like an alley?
yeah, like a,
Alleyway?
yeah, just a grass area between the two units. So one of our requirements is between units, it has to be a minimum of 20-foot space. So that's why you would see a space there.
I didn't know if
And
it was an easement of some kind.
It's not in that location, no, sir. And we do have the applicants here if you do have any questions for them as well. Thank you.
Any additional questions for staff or questions for the applicant?
Can you show the slide that shows Main Street view
Yes, ma'am.
of the project itself?
Is this the image you're referring to? So it would show Main Street going east to west right here on the northern.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I have another question, if I may.
Yes, sir.
The lot number 90779, is that part of the 11 at Main, or is that it's something different?
It is, in fact, technically it's part of the exact same parcel right now. So they share the same parcel number, so it's in the same ownership and labeled as an 11 at Main site. But it is a future kind of area. Nothing has been submitted for this area yet.
I did have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What would it look like for there to be any street parking on, can't read it, it's to the right of 90779?
So, oh, you're saying 11 at Main Drive right here?
Yes.
This will be a private road right here. It'll be up to the applicant to determine whether on-street parking will be available there. I know during some of the previous phases, I believe there was some restrictions on on-street parking. That one's, I'm sorry, that's a public right-of-way, so they will be able to park on that street right there as a on-street parking.
Steve,
Yes, sir.
is this gonna continue being rentals and leases and non-ownership with no owners, no sales?
That's not something that we have discussed with the applicant.
So the applicant's here, can we ask them?
If they wish to answer that, absolutely. Please, we've got it recorded online, so if you don't mind stepping to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Allison Britt with Britt Development Company. The 17 townhome lots will be sold to the same builder that's built in the community. And so it's up to them whether they rent them or they sell them. as
Thank
needed.
you.
Yes, sure.
Any additional questions for staff or the applicant? If there be none, what is the pleasure of the board regarding 11th and Main, Phase 3 preliminary plat?
I make a motion to approve the 11 at Main, Phase 3.
A second.
All right, it's been moved and properly second. All those in favor, use your voting sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, use the likewise sign. Okay. Item 2, Vernon Square preliminary plat.
All right, the second one we have today is a preliminary plat as well. This is called Vernon Square. It's a commercial subdivision, and it is located just northeast of the Highway 11, Mill Street, and Vernon White intersection. If you look right here, so Highway 11 goes north to south here. This is Vernon White. Just south of the project, this is that intersection with Vernon White, Mill Street, Highway 11. And just to give you a little bit of reference as well, this is Beacon Drive, just to the north of this site. The applicant on this project is ARC Consulting Group. Again, this is on the northeastern corner of Highway 11, Vernon White Road, and Mill Street intersection. It's a 14.32 acre site. So it contains 7 commercial lots with 1 stormwater infrastructure lot, and they're proposing this site in 2 phases. The zoning district of this site is general business. This site has spent a significant amount of time under review from NCDOT and from traffic engineers. NCDOT required the applicant to perform a traffic study for this site, and as a result, NCDOT is allowing an ingress and egress, so in and out for traffic, on Vernon White Road, and I'll show you the location of that. An in and out, ingress and egress on Beacon Drive, and just an egress onto Highway 11. Again, the applicant worked with NCDOT extensively to come up with the street configuration that you're going to see right here in a second. And this is just an overlay of the plat onto the aerial. It gets a little washed out, so I do have a better image of it next. I just kind of want to show you. So Vernon White has an ingress and egress right here. This is something that NCDOT required them to push as far to the east as they could, as you see its location there. Same with the egress onto Highway 11. NCDOT required the applicant to place the egress up here, and then a full ingress egress was allowed onto Beacon Drive. I will say the drawing that you're seeing today is significantly different than the applicant brought before the town and NCDOT at the very beginning. So this is a significant kind of change in review from NCDOT to allow this, this project in this location for the design that you see. Again, this is a little bit better image, and I do have one printed out in front of you as well if you would like to look at that one. But we have 3 lots that will be fronting Highway 11. You've got 1 lot that is near Vernon White, and then you've got 3 lots that are tucked into the site. Again, you'll have full ingress, egress with road work, with turn lanes being part of this project on Vernon White Road. There's going to have to be road work improvement here. There's also an egress onto Highway 11 and a full ingress egress on to Beacon Drive. The stormwater pond that I was referring to is this lot right here. And if you look at kind of the internal street network, it's so you've got Beacon Drive coming from here all the way to Highway 11. You've got a kind of an access way there. an access way that comes through and serves these lots, and then you've got a road right here as well to provide access within the site itself. The two, as I mentioned, this is being proposed within 2 phases. To show you the phase line boundary, if you see, the northern area will be phase 2, the southern area would be phase 1. So if you follow this line right here, everything to the south of this, I'm sorry, my hands are shaking. Everything to the south of that would be phase 1. Everything to the north of that would be phase 2. And just to kind of call out a couple of other features on this site, there are some what we call hammerhead turn lanes. These are to allow emergency services, if they ever have to come down in this area, since they don't have any great place to turn around, a hammerhead is required for these type of locations so that a fire truck can still maneuver in the site. Vernon Square is a 14.2 acre commercial preliminary plat that proposes 7 commercial lots and 1 stormwater utility lot. The plat has been reviewed and approved by the Winterville Technical Review Committee. The driveway connections and the access have been determined and approved by NCDOT. Of course, if approved, Vernon Square will then have to submit construction drawings and eventually a final plat. Are there any questions for this project?
Now, would this be one of those, what come first, the chicken or the egg kind of situation with the DOT requiring traffic to be addressed before construction, or construction and then traffic?
So traffic really first before, so that's how they required traffic studies and traffic impact analyses to be submitted with this plat. So all of the traffic design has been reviewed for approval now for the future. So essentially this is, the traffic was kind of one of the very first reviews of this site, if that answers your question.
All right, so then the current structure of Vernon White will change before construction would be permitted to?
It will slightly. So you would see like a turn lane being configured in this area. And then there will also be some improvements right here to get onto Highway 11. The Beacon Drive one, you'll see minimal changes there.
Right.
Stephen, the egress onto 11 is part of phase 2 though, isn't it?
It is, yes, sir.
Can you speak to what improvements to the intersection at 11 Mill and Vernon White?
I do not believe anything has been required by NCDOT at that intersection.
That's a very, very congested intersection already, right?
It's absolutely a problematic intersection. I think that's
I like
probably.
your word, problematic. Take scary off the table.
No, it's fine. I've been using that word for that intersection for long enough. I kind of,
Okay.
I'm trained on that one.
Yeah.
But yes, ma'am, I don't think anybody's gonna say that it's not a problematic intersection. In fact, I think that's why NCDOT spent so much time reviewing it and requiring so much analysis on this site.
So with that being said, am I hearing though that there is no configuration changes to the intersection itself?
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
Stephen, it does look to me like on Vernon White, there's gonna be dividers and turning lanes in that,
Yeah,
so it's gotta be
see that,
widened.
but not at the end.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the actual improvements will be along kind of this area of Vernon White to create some turning lanes and.
That's after the railroad track.
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, the railroads, I think,
Down.
right over here, roughly. Yes, sir.
So again, this just being a preliminary plat, and will DOT have to sign off on anything else before it went out, final plat or?
DOT will have to sign off on driveway permits. They'll also have to sign off on any work that's being improved within the right-of-way, so they will have to sign off on all of this work prior to it being complete.
I have one last question, I believe, as I look at this very small, yes. Is that 2 lanes, or is that a symbol of 2 lanes as you approach the intersection that I've been discussing, the Mill Street, Vernon, and 11? I see the median, and the closer you get to the intersection, it looks like it becomes 2 lanes, official 2 lanes now, because we realize cars make it 2 lanes themselves oftentimes in the mornings.
There should just be still just one lane. I'm gonna ask okay, it's still just gonna be 1 lane heading to the,
Intersection.
well, to the intersection and, to the east as well, yes, ma'am.
So basically, that intersection will not change.
That intersection will not change, yes, sir.
Is there a particular business that's anchoring this project?
I don't know, to be completely honest. I don't know.
And will the type of businesses that are located there impact the traffic differently than some other type businesses?
That's a great question. I know that once the actual projects, the type of projects come here, NCDOT will have to look at that as well. So, right now we're reviewing the whole site itself. Once we actually get into construction drawings, so let's say tomorrow they come, or maybe not tomorrow, once this is approved by the town, let's say they come back and they want to develop this one, or they want to develop this one. That will also have to go before NCDOT for review to see what type of project it is, and then they can calculate, well, how many trips is that creating and things like that. Yes, sir. So it's not the last time NCDOT will be reviewing it.
David, I think I know the answer, but I want you to clarify, please. The entrance on Vernon White into the development, just to the east of that is a private lot?
A single-family home, yes, sir. And I will say, depending on the proposed use, that there will have to be a buffer of some sort. Now, the details of the buffer are fully dependent on the actual use itself. So a more intense use obviously would require a bigger, thicker, wider buffer, whereas a less intense use may require a row of trees, for instance.
Because that appears to be a main entrance and exit.
That is, yes, sir.
So we need to, I'm sure when you get to the other plat, but it'll take that into consideration because people who live there have rights too.
Did we get the recommendation from staff?
I'm not sure. I will say Vernon Square is, staff does recommend approval of it. It has been reviewed by the Technical Review Committee and has received staff or Technical Review Committee approval.
Any additional questions for staff or for the applicant? If not, what is the pleasure of the board concerning Vernon Square preliminary plat?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the preliminary plat.
I second.
All right, been moved and properly second. All those in favor, use your voting sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, use the same sign. None opposed. All right, staff report.
So I don't have much for you today. I'll just say Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a great holiday season. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. It's extremely cold out there, and I know you probably have a lot of shopping and things to do for Christmas. But with that said, I look forward to seeing you all next year, and we always appreciate everything y'all do for the town. If there's ever anything we can do to assist, let us know, certainly. Thank you.
Any comments from board members?
Merry Christmas.
I will say thank you to the town for the holiday dinner. That was very well planned out. My wife won every year so far, and I've not won any time. And I also wanted to let you know that I did represent Planning and Zoning Board on the at the Christmas parade on Saturday. Thank you. All right, there being nothing else, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, it's been moved several times. Can we get a second? Darlene seconded. Okay. All those in favor, use your voting sign aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned.